Roger, Roger. Well, I'm getting a peg out. Getting a peg out on this repeater, so, I better say hello, Roger.
They said they was having quite a band opening. Said if you took the tone squelch off that you could key up 6 or 7 different repeaters if you put your power setting on high. I don't know what's going on. My antenna's so low profile that I'm in an antenna restricted area. I don't hear much.
Roger. Well, it definitely is one of those days. I tell you, I was just talking to Bethpage, Tennessee repeater, which is about 150 miles, and that gets into the Shout South network, and from there you can go down to Huntsville, Alabama. They've got repeaters all the way along I-65 down to Huntsville, Alabama, Roger.
Good evening. That makes a long trip, don't it?
Roger, we did a QSO-VLOG from Bethpage coming this way. Ron, 18-wheel driver. We were going to do it from Bonneville, but we started talking too soon for Bonneville, so it just so happened that we had pretty good conditions through Bethpage. So we talked Bethpage, Bonneville, E-Town, the Southern Indiana 850, and then on into North Vernon, repeaters into Indianapolis. So it was about 280-mile QSO, Roger.
Well, that was a nice trip. I'd like to be able to do that, but like I say, I'm not even supposed to have an antenna. I'm in an antenna restricted area. I got this GP9 on a 15-foot push-up pole on the back side of the house in a 180-pound tub of concrete. Got off with some parachute cord, and it matches the vinyl on the 2-story house. Ain't nobody said nothing about it yet.
Roger, so you are running a GP9?
Running 2.5 watts, getting into the repeater. I'm at the 108 up here by Cabela's and Cisco, the Hamburg area in Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And how far would you say the bottom of the GP9 is off the ground?
About 15 foot.
So the tip is probably somewhere around 35 feet, would you think?
Yeah, it reaches almost the tip of the house. It's not quite tall as the house is. So you can't see it from the front of the house, and it's about 3 foot off the back of the house, and nobody from behind me has said anything about it, and my neighbors haven't complained about me interfering with any of their electronics, and they all know I'm a ham operator, and I told them if I had any adverse effects to let me know. And my DXCC is running along the stockade fence, and I've got it all tuned up, and I've been talking all over the United States and Germany and Honolulu, Hawaii, and France and Greece and everything else on a stockade fence. People think I'm nuts.
Well, there are other ways to skin a cat, so to speak. That GP9 is an excellent choice, and you are very solid into the repeater, no noise, total quieting. So, and I am running some video on this for my QSO-VLOG. So, tell me more. What's your HF antenna? It's a long wire along the stockade fence?
It's a DXCC, Alpha Delta DXCC, and I'm running LMR 400 coax. I wanted to get rid of the static noise that I was picking up from something, so I went to Mr. Wireman and got LMR 400 and run it on it, and I figured while I was getting the GP9, I'd run LMR 400 on it, and so got good coax running on both of them, and like I say, watt meter says I'm doing 2.5 watts, and everybody says I'm getting into the repeater just fine, and I haven't had any bad reports yet.
Roger, Roger. Now we are working through the Berea, Kentucky repeater, which, let me see, I'm trying to figure out, I believe that's about 120 miles from my location in 3 miles west of Louisville. And I'm getting about 8 lights, 10 lights back from the Berea repeater. And for ID, this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor.
And my call is Kilo Foxtrot 4, Mike Oscar Mike, Ronnie in Lexington, Kentucky. And this repeater's actually located in Rockcastle County, just across the line from Madison County. If you go up the road that the repeater's on, if you get on the left side of the road, you're in Rockcastle County. If you get out of your car and step off, you're in Madison County. So that just goes to show you how much difference there is on where the repeater's located. But it's on a tire 265 foot up on a 4-bay dipole, and it's doing a wonderful job.
Roger. Now, would you say that Berea would be a terminology that we could use to identify the repeater?
That's what we all call it, is a Berea repeater.
Roger, that's what I had down, and I'd always called it that, but I didn't know, if it was correct. I just, try to go by, what you hear and all that stuff. But a lot of stuff that if you researched everything, you would spend your whole life researching without actually doing anything. So I just rather catch the conditions as best I can and try to work out the facts later on. Roger.
K4BLP.
Go ahead, station.
Won't be in here, and I just wanted to see if I can make it. Shelbyville, exit on 64.
BOTE are just a little choppy, but you made it in, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Y'all carry on. K4BLP.
Roger, Roger. And we are doing a QSO-VLOG at the moment, which is a video of the audio, and we'll be probably posting it on YouTube in the morning there. So if you might be interested, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that would bring up the my QSO-VLOGs. Again, the call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and right at the top of that page you'll find one that has 70 QSO-VLOGs in it, and if you open that one up, this one will be towards the top, right under Art Bell, Roger, roger. Yeah, BLT, I didn't catch your call sign. Could you come back with your total call sign, please? Gosh, I guess he's out of range. He was a little choppy that when he did come in, but I'm not sure exactly. BLT, can you copy KC9VKV? I guess not. Back to you, Ronnie.
His name's Byron, and his call's K4BLP, Bravo Papa Lima, BLP. He lives down here in Waco, Kentucky. He's going to a funeral up there in Louisville, Kentucky, so he's heading your way, but he's up in Shelbyville, Kentucky right now, and he was getting back into the repeater in his mobile.
Roger, it's a King 4 Bravo Lima Tango, is that correct?
Kilo Foxtrot Lima Bravo Papa.
You got it all, miss. It's Kilo 4 Bravo Lima Papa. This is KO4OL.
And we'll get it straight. We'll get it figured out here. Well, anyway, he briefly was in the QSO there, is in and out, kind of so to speak there. But we'll get, and what was his name?
Byron, Bravo Yankee, Romeo Oscar November. Byron. This is KO4OL.
Roger that. Roger that. Well, gosh, I love these conditions. Boy, I'm getting a peg out on Berea right at the moment. Has been for most of the morning. I've been every time I go through, boy, just really nice conditions. So I said I better do some documenting while I got the conditions to do it. So, Ronnie, do you ever run power in that antenna that you have running along the fence?
No, I got a ICOM 7300. I run 100 watts. That's all I ever run on it, and I seem to have no problem whatsoever. Usually, if I can hear them, I can talk to them.
Roger, Roger. What would you say would be your all-time best QSO contact?
200 miles south of Australia, there's an island that's got two hams on it, and I've got the QSL card up here, and I can't see it right now, but he sent me one. And it was 9,800 miles. That was a trip that I thought I'd never make, but I did it on 100 watts.
Roger. Now, I think Australia is about exactly opposite of where we are, isn't it? Just about on the other side of the earth, just about the same place we are, except on the other side.
Sir, and I just hit the key and give my call, and he said, go ahead. And everybody else was using 1,000 watts or 1,500 watts and trying to get in there, and I just give my call out, and he said, yeah, go ahead. and I said, I want to try my antenna out on my stockade fence, and how do you copy? And he said, a stockade fence, and he started laughing at me.
Roger. Well, he could have been expecting a picket fence or something, you know.
But we made the contact anyway, and that's been the best one yet. So I've enjoyed it. I had this antenna up in the air at 40 feet in the middle, and at my old location, and I didn't have near as much fun as I've had it where it's been low to the ground like this. So 20 meters is jumping right now, but I'm going to have to get off the radio here for a minute, and I'll be back here just directly. Jim, it's been good talking to you, and I'll be back here just directly, and I'll catch you later. KF4MOM.
Roger, Roger, Ronnie 3 is that away, sir. Really enjoyed the QSO, and beautiful situation with your GP9 there, just barely off the ground, but being able to run 2 watts and do, you know, into a lot of repeaters, just total quieting. Really sounds good. And if we get a chance, we'll be back by this frequency, Ronnie. So 3s for now. You take it easy down that way, and it's been a pleasure on this end. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, 3 miles west of Louisville, and we'll be clear.